Hello, and welcome to How to Succeed in Programming 1, Part 2. Yes, I know this is a lot, especially for the first part of the course. But again, this is, what do you want to say, tried and true experience from a project chair, a program chair, and a professor who has experienced quite a bit throughout his career in regards to questions that students have, success mechanisms, and failure mechanisms. We're trying to educate you right now on what it takes to be successful. We're not trying to burden you with tons of information. We're trying to give you the recipe for success based upon what I have seen with thousands of students throughout my career here at Cincinnati State. All right, so please take it as that and nothing more. I'm not trying to be annoying, not trying to be burdensome, not trying to make your life miserable. I'm actually trying to help you succeed, and that's why I think you're here at Cincinnati State is to do so. Anyway, we're going to continue this on from the first part one of this particular video and talk about a few more things before we finally just let you go and get started. All right, and first is projects and tests. We'll talk about falling behind, when and how to seek help, very, very important. And also, I want you to understand what happens when life happens. Okay, and so we'll talk about that when we get to those. Okay, the projects and the tests. So, based upon the syllabus and outline, projects and tests will be given. These are usually larger, types of things that means more to your final grade. All right. The goal is that you're going to be doing, you're going to have practiced quite a bit throughout your assignments, and now we want to truly assess on how you're doing. Okay, practically and conceptually. Conceptually being theoretically, can you explain what you're doing versus just doing it? Okay, we want to see both in some of our classes or most of our classes. All right, these are usually graded harder and it'll be worth quite a bit more towards your final grade as a whole. You need to look at the syllabus and understand how this applies to your final grade. Please make sure you understand that. If you do not, make sure you talk to your instructor. Usually these projects and final grades are your own work. Each instructor will let you know what they anticipate. Even if this is online and even if it's live in class, if we say it's your own work, make it your own work, okay? If you don't and we have any indication that it's not your own work, that you copied it from somebody, worked with somebody, trust me, I will fail you from the course, or I'll tell my instructors to fail you from the course, and we will seek for you to be expelled from the college, okay? We don't want that. That's the last thing we want. But we don't want you to. You're here to learn this stuff to get a job. Learn it, okay? And even if you're stuck, okay? It's important you do your own work. Again, if you find you're weak in certain areas when you're doing these projects and tests, it's not the end of the world. Learn what you don't know. Understand what it is you don't understand or what you don't know at this point in time. Use that grade for that and then go talk to the instructor to help you figure out a way to understand it. That's how you learn. Again, the whole building block here. Some of you are going to pick it up quicker than others, and that's perfectly fine. Some of you are going to be slower to pick it up. That was me. Trust me. That's how I was in college. That's okay too. Just be patient with yourself and keep at it. And use the grading and the feedback as means of what you understand and what you don't understand. Quit worrying about the 4.0s. They'll take care of themselves. I promise you. We always get people though trying to do the shortcuts, or they get panicked and they try to do the shortcuts, and they do whatever we would classify as cheating, getting other people to help, getting other people to write their programs. We've seen it all, and yes, we know some of our solutions are probably sitting out on the internet or other people have them. There is no way you're going to learn this stuff by doing that. If you think you're getting by somebody by handing in an assignment somebody else did for you, or you've gotten and you hand it in, you think you're tricking the instructor, you're not. You're only cheating yourself. I know you've heard that a million times, but in this case you will. But I will promise you, this is programming. If you don't get this stuff early, it's going to get harder and harder as it goes. You might find yourself spending more energy trying to get finding people to help you with it, but you never truly understand. It will show no matter what, either in our capstone project in CPDM or your co-op or your permanent job. If you go out to your permanent job and they tell you, hey, we want you to do this, and you sit back and you say, I have no idea, they're probably going to fire you pretty fast. The capstone is set up that you need to show your abilities. There is no previous assignment you can go off on. It's either you know how to do it or you don't know how to do it. And so, thus, you will not graduate. I've had situations where people got to that point because somehow they, you know, maneuvered themselves to pass classes to get to the capstone. They got to the capstone and they knew nothing. And guess what I did? I told them to go back and retake everything again. And shockingly, we've had more people do that. More than a handful of people go do that, which is actually quite shocking in a lot of cases. And so don't be one of those. Learn it. That's what you're here for. Okay? If you're stuck, talk to your instructor, and even during projects and tests. Talk to your instructor. They're there to help you. All right? Don't go elsewhere. All right? I hope that makes sense. This is pretty much saying the same thing. I don't keep up with my slides very well. You're here to learn, do it. Quit worrying about each grade. Use each grade as feedback on what you need to work on. Once again, if your focus is strictly on learning and you welcome honest feedback, the final grade will take care of itself. I know I keep repeating that. You're just going to have to trust me on it. Learn, learn, learn. Use grades as feedback, and everything will take care of itself. You will walk out of here successful. I'm talking about the class and I'm talking about the curriculum. You will walk out of here successful if you just follow this recipe. Okay? Big key is don't fall behind. Falling behind, we talked about this in previous videos already, is a setup for disaster. Okay? Each week builds on itself. Though we go at a reasonable pace, it's very difficult to catch up once you fall behind. I've had students come to me saying, "Oh, I'm a little bit behind, but I'll get caught up." I will tell you probably 90% of the time they don't, okay? Because it's hard to get caught up because usually students are taking more than one class. You have your full-time students, you have your part-time students. Part-time students tend to be working full-time. There's not a lot of time to catch up in your life. Try to stay with it, okay? But if you find yourself falling behind, and it's common because there's life out there, right? And you're not getting your assignments in on time, contact your program chair. All right. Uh, Please do so. Remember, especially for our online students, it's very lonely sometimes you taking this class, sitting at home, doing it by yourself. We don't want you to feel that way, number one. We want you to know that we're here for you and we're here to help you. And so if you find yourself struggling, find yourself falling behind for whatever reason, contact the instructor. Or if you need to, contact the program chair so we can help. All right. We want you to succeed. But I'm going to tell you, once you start falling behind 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's impossible. It's impossible to catch up, and you will not be able to. And it's just going to put a lot of stress on your life. So the best thing to do is once you start sensing you're falling behind, talk to your instructor immediately to see what we can do to get you caught up. That means if you're falling behind by a week, you may want to talk to your instructor. Okay? Don't wait for 2 weeks. Don't wait for 3 weeks. It's going to be worse and worse. All right? And don't sit back and say, "Oh, I'm falling behind. Heck with this. I'm going to withdraw now." We don't want you to do that either. We want you to talk to us so we can help you get caught up. Now, we may come to you and say maybe the best answer might be withdrawing based upon the situation. Maybe you're behind by 4 weeks and we realize it's not going to be there and we want you to withdraw and try it again. Or who knows what answer we'll come up with. Trust me, my ultimate goal as programming chair is your success. So I'm going to do what's best for you, knowing what it takes to actually succeed in this particular major. When to seek help. This is always a biggie, right? Oh gosh, this is a biggie. I have instructors all the time telling me that you got to get your students to seek help at the right time. Okay, so during this course, you may need help. Why wouldn't you? This is all brand new, right? Sometimes you're going to understand it right off the bat. And there's going to be things you don't understand. When do you seek help? Also, remember that this is a problem solving a major, meaning you're going to be solving problems. You're going to encounter problems. You're going to rate things and it doesn't work the way you think it's supposed to work. You're going to get some weird errors. You're not going to know what they are. With all that said, we encourage you to ask for help, but we want you to do it after you try to solve it yourself. All right? I get a lot of students that sit back and all of a sudden they get an error, "Hey, help me." Well, that's not real life, okay? Now, I know it's new. I know it's scary sometimes when you get that error, but what we want you to do is read the error and try to solve it. Okay, so remember, this is a problem solving skill major. With all that said, you need your entire career is going to be solving problems. Even after you're writing, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time and I still get problems in my software that I need to fix. It's called debugging. You're going to learn about that. That's part of it. Okay. Nothing is perfect here. And so, with all that said, learn how to solve your problems. Okay. Learn how to fix things. Now, there's going to be times, though, okay, that you can't, and then so after a decent amount of time, I want you to then ask for help. Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? What's a decent amount of time? I don't know really what that is sometimes. I mean, I'll step back and sit on this particular slide. After an hour of the same problem, ask for help. Maybe it's a half hour, but don't make it a day, 2 days, 5 days, a week. Don't fall behind because of one simple problem, and don't be scared to ask for help. I've had some students saying, "Oh, I think asking for help is a sign of weakness, and I don't want to do that. I want to show you I can do it myself." No, not asking for help is not asking for help is a sign of weakness. Okay, I can tell you stories from one of my first jobs. I went to one of my first jobs right out of college, and when all of a sudden I had a problem, I immediately asked for help. I had my boss say, "What the heck are we paying you for? I thought you knew how to do this stuff." And then I went, "Uh-oh, okay, well, I'm going to quit asking for help." And then I sat there for a week trying to solve it. And then he yelled at me, like, "Why didn't you ask for help?" And so there's a balance in there, okay? Try to solve it first, look at it yourself, give yourself some time to do it, but realize after a certain amount of time, if it's a simple problem, an hour, I mean, no more than an hour, and then ask for help. But the teacher, some instructors might say is, "What did you do? What was your thoughts on this? What was your process in trying to solve this?" Okay, and then we'll help you solve the problem. And again, that becomes a learning. It becomes learning. All of a sudden, you've learned something. You take it to the next problem that you encounter. All right. Who do you ask for help? Well, and how? Based upon how you're taking this class, obviously, if you're taking this class face to face, you ask for help by talking to your teacher on the days that on the days of the class. Okay, I would refrain from emails unless the teacher tells you to do so or the instructor tells you to do so. Just go to the class and ask for help. The class is set up for that ability. Okay, want to ask questions at that point in time. All right. If you're taking this online, the first thing you need to do is contact your instructor and let them know you're having an issue. But what I just don't send an email saying, "Oh, it didn't work." I get a lot of emails like that. And now we are not magicians on the other side here. We have no idea what's not working, what you did to make it not work, and so on. You got to give us a little bit more information on what's not working, what you did up to that point. Use screenshots, whatever it takes to do that. Okay, but make sure we get a decent part of it. For online courses, our online instructors basically say they'll get back to you within 24 hours. Okay, if you don't hear back from them from 24 hours, send them another email. Uh, we are not sitting there waiting for your emails. I know some students on online like, "Okay, I got a problem. Here's an email. I'm expecting an answer here any second." No, most of us are pretty busy. Our adjunct instructors work full time. Expect 24 hours. This is why you need to pace yourself throughout the week, okay, and give yourself time for these types of things. Now, I'm not saying they won't get back to you earlier. I try to get back to you as soon as I can, and I'm sure they do too. All our instructors do too. But we also have lives. We also got other jobs. We've also got other responsibilities at our job. All right, so that's what you should expect. Okay, in that case. Okay. But after the second email, if you actually contact even an adjunct instructor or just an online instructor, you don't hear back from them for a couple of days, then contact the program chair and let them know there's some issues. You're not hearing back from your instructor. And then we'll try to see what the problem is. Okay? If you feel you need one-on-one help, so again, if you're in a live class, you're getting one-on-one help, okay? But even in there, if you feel you need online help, you can ask your instructor for time, for either face-to-face or virtually. So if you're taking the class online, talk to your instructor and say, "Hey, I need you to look at this a little bit." And we have virtual means to actually look at your code, share your code, and get that. Adjunct instructors are not required to have virtual office hours, but hopefully they'll be there to help you. All right. If the instructor is a full-time employee, we do have office hours, but the adjuncts don't. All right. If you feel you need help beyond that, okay, and how do I say here? Let me look at this right. If the instructor is an adjunct, they usually have a full-time job of teaching. If you are to email them and ask for personal time. If the adjunct cannot provide that, okay, if the adjunct's saying, I just can't give you the time you need, it's not working out scheduling wise, call the program chair for some help, okay? He or she will find someone to help you one on one, be it a tutor, be it another instructor, or be it the program chair or whatever themselves. All right? If you feel you need a tutor as you just aren't getting it, this may be able to be arranged. Getting a tutor at Cincinnati State is not overly hard, but it's not overly easy. It's basically you're going to go to the tutoring center, request a tutor. We don't have tutors just sitting there waiting for you to walk in. Okay, basically what they'll do is contact other students who have taken the course and offer them actually money to help you. It usually works out but I can't guarantee it. Regardless, if you're having some troubles and you feel you need a tutor, please contact the program chair first so I can help you. All right. And we'll see what we can do. Maybe you just need to, just sit down with somebody and you don't really need to go through the whole tutoring process. But if we feel you need a tutor, we'll see what we can do to help you get through that. But just don't race to get a tutor. Sometimes just work it out on your own. All right. When it's all said and done, we want you to succeed. I think I've now said that 1,000 times. I hope you're starting to believe it. And we will do our best to give you the help you need as long as you are helping yourself too. I can't stress it enough. Okay? Finally, we know in a non traditional school like Cincinnati State, life happens. A lot of people here have families. A lot of people here are working. A lot of people here have all kinds of things going on. Most of you are all here to better yourself, from traditional students to non traditional students. And I cannot applaud that anymore. I admire every student that walks through our door and what they're trying to accomplish. That's why I take it so personally, and that's why I take it so I want to make sure I do my job to help you succeed. Okay? But if life does happen, what does life mean? It could mean anything from somebody getting sick, somebody getting injured, God forbid, okay? Family members having issues that you need to focus on, work issues, whatever. I mean, our lives anymore are very strange and a lot of things are going on. We get it. Our semesters are 15 weeks long, so literally close to 4 months. It's pretty hard not to have life happening and so on. I know a lot of people come into our courses, come into the semester thinking, I got this. I can take a full load and do all this other stuff. Then all of a sudden life hits and you start falling behind. All right, we get it. Talk to us. Talk to us. Talk to us. We want to help. We have solutions. I can't promise you what they are. It might be telling you to withdraw from a couple courses and then keep the other ones. It might be saying talk to your teacher and see what we can do about that. There's a lot of answers that I'm not going to go through in this video, but you need to talk to us. Remember, you're not there by yourself. We want you to succeed. Okay? So, and remember, if you're not alone, okay, especially our online students. I hear this so much. You feel you're alone, that you're out there by yourself, you don't know who to talk to. You're not. Your instructor is there, your program chair is there, and in a lot of cases, so is your peers. And we'll make sure you can take care, okay? We want to make sure you do, we want to make sure we give you every opportunity to be successful here. And we know there's a lot of hurdles in the way. It's not going to be easy, but once again, we admire you and why you're there, okay? I know it was a lot in these videos, but I hope it really does help you set up for a really successful opportunity here at Cincinnati State to not only succeed in this class, but in the entire curriculum. That's what the goals are. If you have questions, please contact your instructor. If you have questions beyond that, the program chair there is there also to be able to answer your question. I wish you great luck. And I hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you graduate and meet all the goals that you have for yourself, and based on the reasons why you're actually here at Cincinnati State.